welcome to Saturday Noon Live with Tara. As always, it's a pleasure to have you all here. And today we're actually going to have a very special guest joining us. And I'm going to invite her in just a minute once we have more people join. But as always, I'm so sorry I was a couple of minutes late. It was a hectic morning, as I'm sure it is for all of you. Slowly, things here in our beautiful city of Mumbai are slowly opening up with the kids going back to physical school on Monday and starting there. So I hope it all goes smooth and successfully, touch wood, and we started football and other things. So that's been great. And Aniket and hi Kay, hi Monisha, hi Rupak. I see a big heart. That's my husband from the other room. Or maybe the bathroom. So thank you all so much for joining. I'm going to invite Monisha in about a minute. Monisha is an amazingly inspiring mother, and she's going to talk about her family's battle with a very serious condition that her younger daughter Keya has called spinal muscular atrophy. It's a really heart wrenching story, but Monisha is so eloquent and so strong and so brave, as is Kia. And I'm gonna invite them in just a sec. But as you guys know, on Saturday Noon Live, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube and on Instagram. So hi on YouTube, hi Jyoti, hi everyone on Facebook too. And I'm sorry for the live. The actual guest is only on Instagram, so we will take this video and have an edited version put up on YouTube a little later too. But to begin with, I'm going to begin right away. We're going to invite Monisha in and keep your questions for her, and I'll let her tell us more in just a sec. So, everyone, do join in and keep your questions. Thank you so much for all your kind comments already. I see lovely comments which I will respond to. But currently, I'm just going to have Monisha join us, and she's going to be talking about spinal muscular atrophy. So, if you know anyone who would like to know more about this condition and about what we can all do to help, please invite them in. I'm just trying to. I accepted Keya Battle's SMA. I accepted it, but I'm not able to see Monisha here. So give us just a sec. I think it must be joining. Thank you, Chintan. Thank you, Ayush. Hi, Reshma. Let me just try and invite Monisha once again. I'm not sure what happened because she was there. I did see it. And once again, I'm going to accept. And let's see, go live with Keya Battles SMA. Let's see if this works. Monisha, are you there? I hope it works. Hi, Monisha. Hi, how are you?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, absolutely. How are you? I can hear you. Hi, Monisha. I can hear you. How are you? Now I can't hear you.
Hey Tara, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. How are you, Monisha?
I'm fine, Tara. How are you doing?
We're fine. Thank you so much. And how are both your beautiful girls? How are
There is a
your
little
kids?
bit of disturbance, I think. I think there is a little bit of disturbance.
Is your Wi-Fi quite all right? Because mine is actually on full. I just checked it. Um, I can hear you all right. How are both your gorgeous
Okay, cool.
daughters?
No, Tara, I can't hear you very clearly. Just give me one second.
Sure.
Just give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay, guys. So while Monisha is just figuring that out, as always, it's a pleasure to have you here. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about Monisha's story. Monisha is a single mom who has two gorgeous daughters, and their youngest daughter, who's 11, Keya, she has a condition called spinal muscular atrophy. It's a genetic condition.
Tara, can you do me a small favor, please?
Sure. And spinal muscular atrophy is a degenerative condition where unfortunately the muscles get weaker and weaker. So Monisha is going to
The
tell us.
microphone is giving us trouble, I think. Tara, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Perfect. You know, the problem is that I'm not able to, yeah, I'm not being able to hear you. That's the problem. But let me get off this. Let me just get off
Yeah, I
this.
think don't use that because everyone here is able to hear because
I,
I'm receiving
it's,
lots of comments. So I think they are able to hear. But should we just get
and
started? I think you is your internet all right? Is your internet connection working steady? I have a feeling there's a slight internet issue. Um, Monisha, is your internet working all right? So yes, so spinal muscular atrophy is a very, it's a very difficult condition to deal with. But Monisha, with her two daughters, is doing so much to actually battle the condition. And recently, there has been a new drug that's been discovered, which can actually do wonders to help Keya. But the cost of that is absolutely astronomical. And so, through this initiative and through all that Monisha is doing, she's trying to raise funds to actually be able to help her daughter. So after this live, I'm going to share a link for all of us to try and contribute, however much, whether a large amount, a small amount, a medium amount, to try and help these beautiful people, because it's absolutely heartbreaking when when I spoke to Monisha and heard her story. I was heartbroken to hear what they go through, because on a daily basis to watch her daughter deteriorate is, of course, absolutely heartbreaking. But now that this drug is available, they're going to try and do whatever they can to get it so that they can help Kia. So let me try once again, and if it doesn't work, then I will have to request Kia to join us, Monisha to join us another day. Um, while we wait for Monisha, I will just try and go live with someone else to see if it works. Let me just check if this works, because while Monisha is figuring out her internet, let me just check if this works. Uh, Great work, ma'am. You are doing great work. Thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you, Mr. Mickey. And thank you, Pavan. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words. I always thanks, Amar. I started the Tara Sharma Show, as you know, as my diary as a new mom. So in the parenting space, and then I've been trying to make it into a platform where we can help bring about positive change. So when my dear friend Shreyanti told me about Monisha and Keya, I said, of course, we must do a live and do all we can to help. I'm not very good with fundraising and raising huge amounts of money, but I can definitely lend my platform and whatever little voice I have to help raise awareness and to actually try and do what we can to help. So there is a treatment available for SMA, but it costs a huge amount. And in order to help, we are all going to try and raise awareness and hopefully funds. So let me just see if this is working. Let's try Keya once. Let's try Monisha once again. Um, I'm not sure why it's not. Hi, Monisha. Now, is that all right?
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the tech glitches, I tell you, Tara, I don't know how to ever overcome that.
I know.
So sorry for the teething.
No problem. No
So sorry for
problem.
the teething.
Not at all. Not at all.
How are you doing today?
We're fine. Thank you. How are you? How's everything? How are your two gorgeous girls?
They are right now on their phones,
Yeah.
as I can see them. So they're all tech savvy, Tara. One day I'm going to sit down with you over a cup of coffee and I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay,
Yeah.
so a little bit of, secret there, but let's save that for another chat.
Absolutely.
How are you doing? I totally love your hair, Tara. Let me just tell you that. I love your hair.
That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Although I must say, and I love yours. I think people who have long hair like me are usually quite non-experimental with having a change. So I've never really had the courage to go short. So when I see short, I'm like, wow, it's so cool. So I think it's everybody each to their own with anything, whatever you feel comfortable with. But let's get straight to our conversation, because I have to say I've been so moved by our brief chats and whatever I've read and watched about you and your wonderful daughters. So as I was saying to everyone here on the live, Monisha is a single mom to her two gorgeous kids, and Keya, their younger daughter, has a condition called spinal muscular atrophy, where it's a degenerative condition which is genetic, and it's incredible to see how Monisha and her girls are battling through and giving Keya the best of everything. But now there's finally a drug available that can actually help to elongate her life and to make it more comfortable. So, Monisha, tell us a little bit about Keya and your family. Oops, sorry. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Goel. Hi, Vishal. Sorry, I think Monisha has dropped off again. Oh dear, I think maybe there's an internet issue. This is unfortunate because I was really looking forward to having this chat, and I know Monisha was too. But let's hope it comes back on in a second. Hi, Sudhakanti. We are fine. Touchwood. I hope you are too. We're having a conversation with a wonderful mother on Instagram. So do join us there. But I'll also put the whole chat here up on YouTube too. Uh, Hi, Nawab. Hi, Yogendra. Um, while we wait for while we wait for Monisha, I'm going to just let me try just one more time to see if this works. I'm so sorry, Monisha. I think your internet is giving you a little bit of issues today, but I think this is life nowadays. So you know what, Monisha, I want you to speak and I'll shut up because I think this internet is
I'm
not.
going to do that. I'm going to quickly speak and I'm going to run away before my Wi-Fi shuts out on me. Okay, so
Yeah,
let me do that.
yeah.
So Tara, shoot. Tara, shoot.
So,
I'm all yours.
so I want to know. Just tell us a little bit about Keya and about your family and what is SMA? What is spinal muscular atrophy?
So Tara, my date, so as to speak, with spinal muscular atrophy started 10 years back. That was when Keya was turning 1 year old, right? And Keya is my youngest daughter, so she was born in the year 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm talking about the year 2011. I go for my regular pediatric visit, like any other mom, So I was already a first-time mother, and I thought I had experience of sorts. So I was very confidently walked into a pediatrician's chamber, and I said, "Doctor, Keya is very weak, and she's constantly falling, right? Because she just started crawling at that time." So that was my only complaint, that I could visibly see her weakness when she started crawling. And I started doing rounds with the pediatrician, just trying to figure out why was she so weak, why would she fall down every time she was crawling. So anyway, the pediatrician was like, "No, Monisha, it's just weakness, improve her diet, add a tonic here and there, So a couple of visits just went by like that. One fine day, I got really bummed because, I was a working mother, and it was affecting my sanity at work. So I walked up to the pediatrician and I said, "You know what, please tell me what's wrong with her, let me know all the tests that needs to be done, and let's get to the bottom of this," right? So that's how we actually got into the process of investigation. So we did a whole lot of tests. We did starting from the nerve, the nerve testing, to the blood test, to the MRI of the brain, everything. I mean, you name it, and we did a so after, I think, almost for 22 tests, the pediatrician tells me, "You know what, you need to consult a neurologist." So we take all the reports, we go into the neurologist chamber, and then, we're told that she has something called fibromyalgia. Okay, fibromyalgia is nothing but weakness in your limbs, especially your lower limbs. Okay, so again, they put us into rounds of physiotherapy. So every day we had to cut Keya, take her, do a session. And I was in a late eves. We had to go to Kokla beds. It was really, really tiring. So anyway, there was one test that they did not do, and that was the genetic test. So when we probed the doctors further, they said that, "Okay, why don't we go in for the genetic testing, and let's rule out what we are really fearing here." So it's actually just called a genetic testing. So what happens in that particular test is that both the parents and the child get tested, and there is a check for SMN1 deletion. Okay, so before, I'm not Dr. Tara, so I'm just going to explain in a very lay language. every human body, right? Every human body has two kinds of genes. There is something called SMN1 and there is an SMN2 gene. SMN1 is responsible for all your motor skills, right?
Right.
All of us, we have movements in our limbs, right? So there's a signal from the brain that goes down and then it triggers the muscle to move. So the gene responsible for that is an SMN1 gene. The gene that is responsible, for the cognitive, logical, and other sorts of skills is the SMN2 gene.
Right.
So when we did the genetic testing, we realized that Keya does not have the SMN1 gene.
Oh.
That gene is deleted,
Oh.
okay, completely from the constitution, and because of that, the disease that gets coined is known as spinal muscular atrophy. Okay, so spinal muscular atrophy is a result of the SMN1 gene deletion.
Okay.
And such children usually have more copies of SMN2 than a regular child. So that is why they are, that much more brainier, they are that much more talented, etc., etc.
Oh.
Okay, so some God has balanced them out in that fashion.
Right.
So anyway, everything was Greek and Latin, right, at that point of time. So
Right.
So we obviously asked as parents, ki, doctor, kya karna hai? What is the prognosis, right?
Huh.
So the doctor says nothing. Monisha, the child is not going to live beyond another year.
Oh my God.
So just go back. Yeah. So it was a little sad. Yeah. So he just tells us that that's it. So there's no known cure in any part of the world. So you guys get take her home, huddle and cuddle, and spend quality time with her, right? So imagine just being told that flatly on your face, and I'm literally holding Keya in my hands. In fact, that day in the doctor's chamber, my father was with me, not my husband. So it was a little awkward because my father had just lost his youngest son. My youngest brother actually had just passed away a month before.
Oh my God.
And everything was just happening, everything was happening together. So I just cried for like 3-4 minutes. I had to turn the other side. I didn't want my father to see me breaking down. So I cried for 4 minutes and then I said, fine, let's get the hell out of here. Okay, so we went back home. And since then, Tara, I remember very clearly, that evening, or I think the following evening, I typed out a WhatsApp text and I sent it to all my relatives, friends, colleagues, saying that, guys, I'm going to be spending a lot of time with my youngest daughter from now on. So please don't mind if I don't come to birthday parties and dinner meetings and, casual get-togethers, etc. Because I realized that I just had that much of time. Right?
Oh my gosh.
So that was the first thing that crossed my mind, that how can I maximize my time with my daughter?
Yeah.
And trust me, since then, Tara, it's literally been living day by day with Keya. Okay, because it was only here that a drug came out, right? Roche Pharma launched, Presby Farm globally. I think in 2019, it came into India in 2020 August. But till such time, there was no cure. There was absolutely nothing that we I as a parent could do. So anyway, it was literally like taking it one day at a time and maximizing it, right? Literally making every day very, very happy. So so if anybody asks me today, Monisha, how does it feel to be an SMA parent? I keep telling them that I don't know how to be a normal parent anymore. So if my daughters, and when I say daughters, I mean both my daughters, they get hurt somewhere while playing, or they get a cough and cold, it just doesn't bother me, right? I'm always checking on Keya's breathing, I'm checking on her limb movements, I'm checking on the growing weakness in her body. Those kind of things which a normal parent would never bother, right?
Yeah.
They would in fact encourage the child to constantly go out, fall, get immune, those kind of things. So it's a very difficult ball game altogether, Tara. It's a completely different ball game because this is playing on your mind 24/7, right?
Yeah, but what I find fascinating is that Keya is now 11. So when you were told this,
She's 11.
and you were told 1 year, how has that not been the case? Because that's just amazing, and it gives hope to so many people, perhaps other people out there who have heard something like this. I mean, the only thing, I mean, I tend to think doctors are like gods, and we look up to them because they can help when things are really bad.
Yeah,
But I know for my father, when he had emphysema, his doctor initially had said 1 year, but together they did actually make it 11 eventually. So
exactly.
I mean, considering you did
So
not
they
have
are
a
a very
cure, how did you
yeah.
do it? Because
So
is that
well,
a
I'll tell you what, the kind of tuning, the mental tuning that I had was I heard the doctors enough, right? 10 years back.
yeah,
And when they said they could not do anything, that actually shut the door, right, on my face. They actually shut the door on my face and said that that's all that they could tell me. So at the end of the day, there were two choices, right? One is I could treat Keya as a lab rat through all the experimental drugs and various other things,
right,
or the other option I had was to not get dependent on what the doctors told me henceforth about her, right?
right,
So I
yeah,
did a lot of research as any SMA parent would do. So I figured that such children needed three things. They needed a very high level of immunity. They needed a very high level of nutrition,
right,
and they needed to be constantly kept on some physical form of activity, some social form of activity or the other, right? So that's how we maintained care. In fact, Keya had, a speech issue when she was 2, 3, 4 years old. She was not picking up speech, right?
right.
And that made me worry a lot more because I thought, oh my God, she should not then lose her voice too, right? She's already got a physically weak constitution.
Right.
Basis the initial suggestions, I put her in a special school because everybody said she's a special child, requires special attention. And I remember Dr. Nirupama Rao in Powai, when she had a